HD Newscast. Here's another first. The Hot 7 Nightly News is now your first newscast for the evening in St. Lucia. You heard right. The Hot 7 Nightly News. Yes, tune in at 6:45 p.m. and be the first to catch the latest happenings in your world. On the run, watch us on your cell phone or tablet via the Caribbean Hot app. Trusted objective journalism from our diligent news team. Get it fresh, get it hot. The Hot 7 Nightly News, now at 7:15. Watch us on channel 117 on Flow, channel 7 Plug and Play, or follow us on Facebook Live on Caribbean Hot 7 TV.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tonight, government shields drivers from global oil surge. Officials clarify St. Jude fire reports, and proposal aims to strengthen regional connectivity. The first segment of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News is sponsored by CIP, the Citizenship by Investment Program.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Good evening. It is Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierce says St. Lucian motorists will receive temporary relief from rising global oil prices, with fuel prices expected to remain unchanged at the next review. However, he noted that the decision to absorb the increase has already cost the government nearly $45 million in lost revenue since April.
Prime Minister Honorable Philip J. Pierre announced that fuel prices for gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and LPG cooking gas remained unchanged during the latest price review period. The government absorbed approximately $44.9 million in lost revenue since April 1st as part of efforts to protect consumers from rising global oil prices linked to international uncertainty.
The breakdown of that loss is $39.2 million loss in fuel, excise tax on fuel and gas, an increase in subsidies for cooking gas of $5.7 million. Between the 1st of April and now, we've subsidized cooking gas by $5.7 million, and we've excise tax on gasoline of $39.2 million. So our revenue projections are down by $44.9 million.
Prime Minister said fluctuations in international oil prices continue to create challenges for St. Lucians. He expressed that changes in global fuel costs do not immediately appear at local pumps because of a lag effect, adding that the government has kept gasoline prices stable even when international prices increase.
Very concerned the Minister of Finance, and he has absolutely no control over that. He's never fought a war in Iran. He doesn't even know where Iran is. And he causes no war. So I just want to alert you to that situation. It's very concerning, but we've agreed that we will keep the price of fuel the same for the next 3-week period, even if fuel has gone up past $100 last week. It went up past $100. But as you know, there's a lag effect when the price goes up in one session, it takes some time to reach us. So the situation on the oil market is not very good news for St. Lucia.
Despite revenue challenges, the government says funding for key social programs will continue, including education initiatives and the short-term employment program STEP, which is set to begin in the first week of August. The assurance was provided during Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing. Fort 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Officials from the St. Lucia Fire Service and the Ministry of Health have moved to clarify growing rumors over reports of an alleged electrical fire at the new St. Jude Hospital construction site, addressing public speculation surrounding the incident. Josiah Bisset gives us the details in this report.
The St. Lucia Fire Service dismissed online claims that the new St. Jude Hospital had experienced a fire since becoming operational, confirming that no such incident had been recorded. The clarification followed a growing public speculation, with the fire service assuring the public that its official record showed no unwanted fire had occurred at the hospital.
Inquiries conducted by the fire service have confirmed that no such fire incident has occurred within the hospital premises. Having the statutory authority from the laws of St. Lucia, specifically the Industrial and Commercial Building Act, better referred to as the Fire Safety Act, employs the fire service to inspect industrial, commercial, and other buildings of public interest to assess the compliance with established fire and life safety requirements. This mandate is carried out fairly, impartially, and in accordance with the law.
He also noted that the fire service clarified a common misunderstanding, explaining that a fire safety certificate did not guarantee a building would never experience a fire.
It is important to emphasize that the issuance of a fire safety certificate does not constitute a guarantee that a fire will never occur within a building. Fire safety certification is not an assurance against the ignition of a fire. Rather, it is a confirmation that at the time of the inspection, the building complied with the applicable fire and life safety requirements prescribed by law.
Speaking during Monday's pre-cabinet briefing, Health Minister Moses Baptiste said he had received no reports either, indicating that a fire had occurred at St. Jude Hospital.
I have no reports on my desk relating to an electrical fire in the reconstructed new St. Jude Hospital. If there is anybody who has a report from the fire service or the electrical department with a report which says that the newly reconstructed buildings at the new St. Jude Hospital housed a fire, I would really love to see it.
The fire service urged the public to rely on verified information from official sources and to avoid sharing unverified claims that could cause unnecessary public concern, especially about the island's critical healthcare facilities. Fort 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
St. Lucia is being considered as a potential hub of a high-speed ferry network connecting several Eastern Caribbean islands, with officials and stakeholders reviewing the project's feasibility and economic impact. The proposal by Ocean Bulk Logistics and Development, Inc. aims to improve regional travel, trade, tourism, and economic integration.
A proposed high-speed ferry network could position St. Lucia as a regional transport hub while boosting trade, tourism, and economic integration across the Eastern Caribbean. Officials, business representatives, and key stakeholders met on Tuesday, July 28th to review a proposal by Ocean Bulk Logistics and Development, Inc., focusing on its feasibility, economic potential, and the steps needed to move the project forward. Ambassador at Large for Trade, investment and multilateral issues, His Excellency Dr. Claudius Priville said the initiative has the potential to strengthen regional connectivity and economic growth.
St. Lucia and the region in general, we've been exploring the possibility of ferries for transportation for decades, literally, and I'm not exaggerating. And in the last couple of months, I had the opportunity of meeting with this company with a very broad international base and strong experience in this area. And I was able to meet the CEO, the current CEO, and of course the parent CEO as well was visiting St. Lucia. And they presented a proposal to me on what was possible. After perusing it myself and consulting with some of my colleagues, the proposal looked excellent, and we thought we would take it to the Ministry of Infrastructure and Ports to explore it further.
The proposal by Ocean Logistics and Development Inc., a Greece-based maritime company that began operations in 1973, envisioned St. Lucia as the hub of the proposed Carib Voyager ferry service, linking neighboring Eastern Caribbean islands. La Place Carenage and Point Seraphin are among the locations being considered for the ferry terminal. The company says it will fully finance the project, subject to receiving the necessary government approvals. Chief Executive Officer Chioma Griffith outlined the company's vision for the regional ferry network.
Ocean Bulk presently it's a global company that is in Europe and West Africa. It started in 1973, long before I was there, so the legacy continues, and this is the opportunity where we are now vying into the Caribbean routes or zone, so to speak, because of the fact that we have noticed that there is a need for this kind of service here. So we're into shipping, trading before. This is a necessity for the Caribbean because of connectivity, trade, investment, so many things. Persons want to be able to travel, but because of regional services, that is not possible. So by doing this at a very economical cost, persons are going to be having that opportunity to do so.
Dr. Priville described the proposal as timely. He referenced the recent maritime incident at Anse-Cochon as Slare and a separate incident in Guyana, while stressing the importance of safety within regional marine transportation.
We know of what transpired recently, both in St. Lucia. Sadly, during our carnival season, we had an accident in Anse-Cochon. And we also saw recently a ferry incident as well in Guyana. So all these things point to the importance of safety in maritime affairs. And I'm happy to say that the company in question has a strong record in Greece, country of about 1,000 islands, where they started the business back in 1973. So we have every reason to believe there is soundness. It doesn't mean that there will not be a thorough due diligence process, and that will be done in due course.
Safety considerations are also being included in the proposal. These are expected to cover vessel standards, trained personnel, passenger protection, emergency procedures, and coordination among the participating territories. The service remains at the consultation and planning stage. Project representatives say the proposed timeline remains subject to government approval before implementation can proceed.
All of this, it's going to be jointly based on government approval and stuff. So in terms of timeline, we can say 2 months, 3 months, but that has to go through its due process.
Stakeholder recommendations will now help shape the next phase of the proposal, including the final terminal location, operating arrangements, and the timeline for bringing the regional ferry service into operation. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
And now it's time for Hot 7 TV News quiz break.
Which ocean lies to the east of St. Lucia? Stay tuned for the answer.
Up next, geothermal plant drives Choiseul development, and foreign visitors leave St. Lucia after Bexor armed robbery. All that and much more coming up when we return. The first segment of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News was sponsored by CIP, the Citizenship by Investment Program.
INCIP. It's about me, my country, and my family. I am the INCIP. CIP is a brilliant plan. Invest in us, be one of us, and see the progress across the land, boy, of the citizenship by investment program. I am the INCIP. It's about me. I am the INCIP. It's about me. I am the INCIP. It's about our citizenship by investment program.
1, 2, 3, hi-yo! No other one but you. 'Cause beautiful is what you are. In your costume, beautiful is how you make me feel. That is it. Beautiful is what we have to call you. And when we step out on the road, we go get mad on the road. 'Cause the two are we together is an explosion. We jumping on the road with plenty emotion. You ready? Alright, so jump up with your friends and jump up with your crew. You can jump up anyhow you want, I jump in with you.
Enjoy huge savings on selected Nissan models while stocks last.
Contact Peter & Company Auto today at 458-6950.
Things are heating up at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We've got some red-hot deals just for you with 100% financing. Rev up for some excitement with our incredible vehicle loan offer. Building or renovating, we've got you covered. Or pack up for that ideal getaway. This offer won't be available forever. Visit us today and take advantage of this limited time deal. Don't miss out on these fantastic deals with 100% financing. Only at the National Farmers and General Workers Credit Union Limited. We're your friend when you're in need.
Ready to sing it out? Every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Bring the energy to the ultimate blast karaoke night. Shower singer or stage legend. If you've got a voice, the mic is yours. And the vibes stay high. From old school classics to today's biggest hits. Step up, sing loud, sip on drink specials, enjoy tasty eats, and win big with Bingo. Blast Entertainment Center, corner of Brazil Street. Upstairs, the new Starlight Building. So warm up those vocals, grab the mic. Blast Karaoke Night. Big notes, bigger wins.
Bring your friends, bring your voice, and join the fun of Blast Karaoke Night on Wednesday, 29 July 2026.
Now for the answer for our first quizbreak question. The Atlantic Ocean lies to the east of St. Lucia.
The Hot 7 Nightly News.
Thanks for staying with us. Choiseul is set to see major development with plans for a geothermal energy plant aimed at supporting St. Lucia's move toward cleaner and more sustainable energy. Choiseul MP and Minister for Public Utilities Keith St. Charles says the project could help reduce the country's reliance on fossil fuels while creating new opportunities for growth.
Choiseul MP and Minister for Public Utilities Keith St. Charles outlined the new development plans for the community during a Facebook Live address, highlighting the proposed integration of a geothermal energy plant in the hills of Choiseul. Charles said that the initiative would support St. Lucia's transition toward cleaner energy sources, noting the country's continued resilience on fossil fuels. He described the project as a step towards increasing the use of renewable energy and improving the energy sustainability.
Essentially, right now, St. Lucia relies on fossil fuels to be able to produce energy for us, and we know what happens when things externally happen. It drives up the cost of electricity. So right now, through the RESDP, we are exploring the potential, the geothermal potential of St. Lucia. So we can be able to drill in and actually harness natural energy, renewable energy, to produce electricity for our people.
The seismic monitoring station will be established in the hills of Saltibus as the first phase of the project. The facility will allow officials to track and measure seismic activity across the island, improving St. Lucia's ability to monitor potential earthquakes and geological events.
This seismic monitoring station is essentially one that is going to be recording any seismic activity that may happen. So if there were reports of seismic activity, we could check our data, we could check our logs to see whether or not these reports can be substantiated.
The minister said that the plan marked a step towards reducing the country's reliance on fossil fuels.
This is all in an effort to be able to harness renewable energy for St. Lucia and take away the volatility that the current fossil fuel dependency on energy brings.
The minister also outlined plans for improvements to the community, including upgrades to the Human Resource Center and renovations to the local primary school. For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Foreign visitors have decided to leave St. Lucia after allegedly being robbed by 6 masked gunmen at their Bexar property, losing cash, electronics, jewelry, and other valuables. The incident has renewed concerns about visitor safety as authorities continue efforts to address crime following an increase in travel advisory warnings.
A terrifying robbery in Bexar has left foreign visitors shaken, with the victims saying they have decided to leave St. Lucia and put their newly planned home up for sale. The incident reportedly involved 6 masked gunmen, one of whom was allegedly hired to assist with construction work on the property. According to reports, the attackers entered the home and made off with approximately $13,000, an undisclosed amount of EC dollars, along with phones, laptops, jewelry, and other personal items, including AirPods. The assailants also allegedly attempted to access the victims' online banking accounts. However, later that day, the victims contacted their bank in Switzerland and were able to stop the transaction before any further losses occurred. The victims claimed the masked men issued threats during the robbery, including threats to kill, but were eventually convinced not to.
Some of them came with masks and guns. They make them lie flat on their belly, and they work for like $13,000 of US from my brother. And some EC had. They took my mom's phone, my brother's phone. They took my niece's, that's my brother's daughter. They took her iPhone, her AirPods. They took my son's laptop. Everything they could have get me, and then there were 6 of them. My brother saw there were 2 outside watching to see if anyone coming, and the others were inside. They took my mom's rings from her finger, and they told them ride on flat and put the gun by my mom's head, make her unlock her phone. And one of them said, kill all of them. But there's a little one, he said, no, we take their things already, don't kill them.
The attackers reportedly fled the area on foot, running down a nearby hill with the stolen items. After the robbery, the victims used the tracking feature on their AirPods and were able to trace the device to an area near the playing field close to the gas station and cathedral. However, the signal was eventually lost. The visitors say the experience has left them traumatized and fearful, leading to their decision to leave St. Lucia and abandon their plans to live in the country.
My mom is still traumatized. My brother had to leave the country before time. He has to put his house for sale because he don't even want to be there again. He don't feel comfortable there. He don't feel safe there anymore.
The incident comes amid continued discussions surrounding visitor safety and crime prevention. On July 10, 2026, the U.S. State Department raised St. Lucia's travel advisory to level 2, advising travelers to exercise increased caution due to concerns surrounding crime, including armed robberies, assaults, and other incidents affecting visitors. The government of St. Lucia has responded by increasing efforts to address crime, including strengthening police operations.
This government has put in so much resources into the police force and other protective services to make sure they have the capacity to fight crime. and to deter crime. And when crime does occur, to be able to ensure that there is justice for all. We have to make sure we do that. And a lot of resources have gone into the police force to make sure they can do so.
Officials say tackling crime remains a priority as authorities work to improve safety across the island. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
A shed snake skin believed to belong to a boa constrictor roughly 10 feet long has been discovered in Babonneau, raising concern among residents about the size and presence of the reptile in their community. The locals say they aren't panicking. They're calling for greater awareness and cleaner surroundings as snake sightings become more common in the area.
A massive snake measuring an estimated 10 feet has caught the attention of residents in Babonneau after its shed skin was discovered in the area. While residents say they are not living in fear, many admit that the sheer size of the snake is alarming and has raised questions about how such a large reptile is moving through the community.
Residents displayed the shed snake skin, revealing just how massive it is, stretching to nearly twice the height of the man holding it. One resident believes the growing amount of garbage in the area is contributing to the increase in snake sightings. The waste attracts animals that become a food source for snakes.
The more you have rats, the more the snakes are now attracted to that area, okay? So keep your places clean. People ask, well, what can you do to prevent snakes coming in? People say, oh, when they used to spray Gromoxone or Gromacil or whatever it is, a pesticide, it's to chase the snakes away. However, there are other things, natural things you can use.
He's urging residents to keep their surroundings clean and remain cautious, particularly where children are concerned.
The boa constrictor, we know it's not, it's not venomous, but it's not aggressive as the featherlance, which is from the viper, or we have the other yellow snake, which is another venomous snake. But it can, if you bite, if you step on it or whatnot, that's what we call a gad, and that they could create a thing. So I know for the children itself, just to make them safe and secure, let's start first by the ground, cleaning up the place.
Residents also allege that another snake was recently spotted near a school, prompting calls for greater public education on what to do when a snake is encountered. Although the St. Lucia boa is non-venomous, residents say a snake of that size can still pose a danger because of its strength. Experts say boa constrictors typically take between 3 and 6 years to reach adulthood. Adult boas can grow anywhere from 8 to 14 feet in length and continue growing slowly throughout their lives. For Hot 7 News, I'm Chloe Dantes reporting.
Get ready for another round of Hot 7 TV News quiz break.
Now for our second quiz break question. What is the cultural dance that originated in St. Lucia? Stay tuned for the answer.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with more news.
It's all about you and the dreams you believed, how you made your way ahead, all the goals you have achieved.
All along the way, you've been a partner so true. All the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. It's still about you and the life you're shaping now. All the doors that open wide, every step, every vow.
All along the way, you'll be a partner so true. All the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, so bank on your future. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Celebrating 25 years strong. Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Enjoy.
Wait, hold on. Where the real food? No mac and cheese, no stew backs?
It's there. Just balanced.
Daddy, that's your carbs, your veg, and your protein.
You said you want to live a long time, right?
Yeah, but not like a rabbit.
We're not cutting on your belly. We're fixing it with lettuce, more good day.
Them buddies have a real vibe, eh?
Daddy, healthy is good too, you know.
My plate, a healthy plate. Eat good, feel good, live good.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank.
Now you can take Hot FM, Kiss FM, and Hot 7 TV with you wherever you go. Whether you're in St. Lucia or exploring our four corners of the globe. Our record-breaking app has already been downloaded over 500,000 times on Google Play and the Apple App Store. To bring you the HD sound, we've relaunched a brand new app. Get it for free in the App Store by simply searching Caribbean Hot FM HD. Listen to us in real time, anywhere, any place, anytime. We've added so many cool new features, like our live in-studio option, where you can see your favorite announcers and DJs at work. So download the app today. It's free. Spread the news. St. Lucia is now in HD around the world on the Hot FM. Miss out. Join the fun and stay connected.
The cultural dance that originated in St. Lucia is the quadrille.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Welcome back. The Sustainable Agriculture in the Caribbean project has officially concluded after 5 years of supporting St. Lucia's farmers through training, technical assistance, and partnerships aimed at improving agricultural productivity. Stakeholders gathered for the closing ceremony to reflect on the program's contributions to strengthening farming practices through innovation, collaboration, and improved access to resources.
After 5 years of supporting St. Lucia's agricultural sector, the Sustainable Agriculture in the Caribbean project has officially come to an end. Since its launch in 2021, the initiative provided farmers with training, technical assistance, and partnerships aimed at improving productivity and increasing access to vital agricultural resources. The closing ceremony brought together government officials, development partners, and agricultural stakeholders to reflect on the program's efforts to strengthen farming practices through innovation, knowledge sharing, and collaboration. Acting Director of Agriculture at the Ministry of Agriculture, Kemio Jean-Baptiste, highlighted the project's contribution to the sector, reflecting on the support provided to farmers and the progress made through its various initiatives.
Among the many areas of focus has been integrated pest management. We looked at integrated plant nutrition systems, and by that we mean looking at utilizing organic types of fertilizers and substrates to enhance soil nutrition and plant health. We've looked at working with women and youth, building their capacity. We've also seen work done on hydroponics, looking at how we could enhance water use efficiency in agriculture, and of course come away from the difficulties that are associated with cultivating in the soil. We've also seen WOS invest in helping farmers to enhance their seed material. Sweet potato is one of the areas of focus, and also vegetables, very specifically looking at grafting of tomatoes onto wild varieties locally. And part of the story here is to build resilience to soil-borne pests and disease.
A key achievement of the project was the partnership between World University Service of Canada and Renwick Company, which expanded support for farmers through the provision of agricultural inputs and capacity building initiatives. Baptiste says partnerships like these are helping to improve farmers' access to essential resources while strengthening the sector. He noted that the project also played a role in efforts to regulate and control the sweet potato weevil, while keeping food security at the heart of its work.
That enhancement of food security is to ensure that we improve productivity issues, supply chain issues, ensuring that what the farmers need in terms of supplies to regulate pest and disease management. That's why we have Renwick and Company and other like E&E Agrochemicals, Mr. Eugene, who is also helping to ensure the farmers have the best sort of products that they need to ensure that the productivity is maintained. This is about livelihoods. Our rural people and farmers need to ensure that they are able to remain profitable and also sustainable. And so these are some of the broader areas that these investments are focused on to ensure that there is sustainability in the investments that our farmers and government of St. Lucia is making in the agriculture sector towards food security.
Restrictions on the sale and distribution of uncertified seeds are designed to protect plant breeders' rights, maintain crop quality standards, and reduce the risk of spreading plant diseases. However, critics argue that these regulations can also place limits on traditional farming practices that rely on seed saving and sharing.
In the world of agriculture, what we've seen happen is that there's been a monetization and a profiteering when it comes to genetic material, meaning seeds and so on. So a lot of the bigger giants of the world have gone ahead and patented the seeds. They've modified them, and that started from what we call the Green Revolution, where we enhance the productivity of certain cultivars like vegetables and so on. We improve the productivity, but in the process of doing so, we were also patenting those seeds. These seeds, some of them are genetically modified in the case of soybean and so on, and sweet corn. In other cases, they are selected, meaning that the better traits have been identified and used to produce an ultimate seed that increases productivity. What that essentially does, it prohibits persons from multiplying some of the seeds at the local level. We need to return to those days of selecting species and ensuring that we create our own cultivars that we could keep in a repository within the region.
He says there must be a strong system in place to protect St. Lucia's genetic resources, preserving them for future generations and ensuring they remain available for future use. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
48 St. Lucians are preparing to trade one island classroom for another, traveling thousands of miles to Taiwan to further their education. The largest scholarship group to date reflects a growing belief that higher education is about more than earning degrees. It is about equipping the next generation with the knowledge and skills to help drive St. Lucia's future.
48 names, 48 journeys, one national investment in human possibility. In late August of 2026, the largest ever cohort of St. Lucian scholars bound for the Republic of China, Taiwan, will leave the island to higher education across a diverse range of disciplines. At a ceremony held at the Financial Administrative Center this week, the scholars received the official documents, opening the next chapter of their academic and professional lives. The occasion also marked another first: complete gender parity. 24 men and 24 women are equally represented within the 2026 cohort, a powerful signal that opportunity, talent, and national responsibility belong to everyone.
When you arrive in Taiwan next month, there will be around 200 St. Lucian students studying in Taiwan. This demonstrates the shared values of both St. Lucia and Taiwan and our common aspiration to empower the youth through education. I am proud to share with you that Taiwan is globally recognized for our innovation and competitiveness. According to the latest 2026 IMD World Competitiveness Ranking, Taiwan ranks number 4 in the world.
That partnership continues St. Lucia's quest to move beyond the traditional view of education as a pathway to personal advancement alone. Within the country's revamped educational policy direction, learning is increasingly being positioned as a national infrastructure, more inclusive, digitally responsive, connected to innovation, and aligned with the competencies demanded by a rapidly changing world. These scholarships, therefore, represent more than overseas study. They form part of a wider national effort to develop globally competent citizens who can return with new knowledge, strengthen institutions, create solutions, and expand St. Lucia's intellectual, technological, and economic capacity.
But as we celebrate you, I never forget that academic excellence must always be accompanied by service to humanity. I never want you to perish that thought. I never want you to resile from that thought. I always want you to remember that with academic excellence comes service to humanity. Use your education to uplift others. Use your education to strengthen your nation. Use your education to ensure that someone else's life is better with your influence.
For these scholars, Taiwan will offer far more than academic instruction. It will expose them to new disciplines, languages, cultures, and perspectives that may reshape how they understand their chosen fields and how they position themselves within an increasingly interconnected world. For St. Lucia, the departure raises an equally significant national question. How will the knowledge, expertise, and international exposure they acquire be translated into lasting value at home? The answer will be measured not only by the degrees they earn, but by the ideas they introduce, the institutions they strengthen, the enterprises they establish, and the communities they help to advance. 48 scholars are leaving St. Lucia. What the nation anticipates is the return of 48 citizens better equipped to help shape its future. Reporting for the Department of Education and Digital Transformation, I am Amanda Clark.
Alternative sports is gaining attention in St. Lucia as the St. Lucia Moto X Club prepares to introduce drifting and other motorsport disciplines during a 12-hour event at the Basin View Fort on August 15th. The initiative, supported by the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, aims to expand sporting opportunities while giving athletes and spectators exposure to a new area of competitive sport.
The St. Lucia Moto X Club prepares to bring the excitement of competitive motorsport to the base in View Fort on Saturday, August 15th, with a 12-hour event featuring drifting and other high-energy disciplines. The event will give spectators a closer look at the skill, precision, and control required in motorsports while creating new opportunities for athletes interested in alternative sporting disciplines. Ryan St. Four, Logistics Director of Octane and the Community Auto Revival Syndicate Cars, also highlighted the importance of safety, noting that careful planning will be a key part of the event. The case will also feature the Caribbean's youngest drifter, Sebastian Burbal, adding another exciting element to the motorsport experience.
What we're doing is formally introducing drifting to St. Lucia. So it's a beautiful discipline, and it's one of these that it's high adrenaline, and what we're looking at is bringing everyone together to enjoy it. So we have the gamers, we have the bikers, we have the off-roaders, we have the guys that are into car audio as well, because we have a competition. We also have a business expo on that day, so we're encouraging the younger business owners to reach out to see if we could assist them in terms of exporting their business. And to complement everything, we have the youngest drifter in the Caribbean coming down, who is 12 years of age. We also have a prospect Formula drifter coming down to St. Lucia as well from the US. That is Lee Bird. And
The initiative has also gained support from the government of St. Lucia, with the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports recognizing the importance of creating opportunities in emerging sporting disciplines. Director of Sports at the Department of Youth Development and Sports, Clivus Jules, says expanding the range of sports available can help more athletes explore new areas while adding greater variety.
There's a thrust to move the sport and professionalize the sport here. We've been hearing about it and seeing it on televisions and on social media. Now, this is an effort to bring it to our young people so they get an opportunity to see it, to experience it firsthand. And of course, the government is pushing a lot the alternative sports agenda, because we're giving young people an opportunity, because not every child loves football or cricket or netball. This is something else for you to do. And we're now bringing it to them. So the young man who was always dreamt about driving a fast car or drifting is seeing it happening right in front of him, and is seeing the professionals doing it. So we're making it something that is more attainable to them.
Adani Edmond, organizer of Street Legend, says this event will bring professional drifters to St. Lucia for the first time as efforts continue to introduce the sport locally. He believes drifting is gaining global attention and momentum, and hopes the event will help spark greater interest in the discipline among St. Lucians.
If you know about Formula Drift in the US and Drift Masters in Europe and all the competitions globally and all the big names associated with it, so we're trying to get drifting started in a big way down in St. Lucia. The representatives from Trinidad will be here a couple of days early, so we'll be doing a couple of events before the 15th. So we're going to have meet and greet at one of our sponsors, SuperServe, that is up north. so at the gas station. So we're going to have a big meet and greet up there, and then the next day will be the big event with the motorsports, drifting and autocross as well, with our local drivers participating, as well as drivers from Trinidad and St. Vincent.
Adding to the excitement, spectators will also have the opportunity to experience the thrill of motorsports firsthand through ride-along sessions with professional drivers. Organizers believe the experience will give more St. Lucians a closer look at the skill, speed, and adrenaline behind competitive motorsports, while opening the door to a new sporting avenue and possible profession. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
Stay with us, the weather report is up next.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world with products for shade, shelter, and security. Rolling shutters, accordion shutters, roll-up steel doors, residential garage doors, storm panels, PVC cladding, blinds and roller shades, retractable awnings, fixed frame awnings, vertical drops, outdoor roller shades, canopy covers, gazebo covers, tent covers, pool covers, van tops and truck covers, carports, marine products, chair covers and upholstery, commercial umbrellas, banners and signage by Artwork, steel spiral and floating stairs, burglar bars, steel framed furniture, stainless steel cable railing, glass railing, aluminum louvered shade, aluminum fencing, aluminum railings, aluminum gates, estate gate motors, scissors gates, face recognition system, Caribbean Awning.
Log on to CaribbeanAwning.com.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV. Smart advertising for smart businesses.
And now for the weather report.
Good evening and welcome to Hot 7 TV's weather report. I'm your presenter, Serena Toussaint. Present weather at Toronto Airport is partly cloudy and hazy with showers nearby. Present weather at George F.L. Charles Airport is cloudy and hazy. Present temperature at Toronto Airport is 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind at Toronto Airport is blowing from the east at 14 miles per hour or 22 kilometers per hour. Rainfall in the 24-hour period that ended at 8 a.m. today. At Toronto Airport, 11.1 millimeters. At George F.L. Charles Airport, 5.1 millimeters. Sunset today, 6:43 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:47 a.m. Forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from the east near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. Weather partly cloudy to cloudy skies with light moderate showers. Marine forecast for seasonal 25-mile or 40 kilometers radius from St. Lucia. Tides for Castries Harbour, high at 3:55 p.m., low at 8:23 p.m. Tides for Beaufort Bay, high at 5:02 p.m., low at 9:50 p.m. Seas moderate with waves 3 to 6 feet or 1.2 to 1.8 meters. Tropical weather outlook. Moisture and instability associated with a weak tropical wave will cause some showers over the Les Antilles during the next 24 hours. Another tropical wave located over the far eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the tropical Atlantic during the next 7 days. This has been Hot 7 TV's weather forecast for today, July 28th, 2026. I'm your presenter, Serena Toussaint. Thank you for staying tuned and do have a good night.
And with that, we come to the end of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News for today, Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at midday for our next news major. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Daniela Edwin. Thank you for tuning in and
And now for our Hot 7 TV special news feature.
Hello, I'm Mariam Mashiri, and this is the Iran war to